Have you ever wondered why your hemorrhoids just won't go away? You try everything: creams, fiber, warm baths, maybe even medications your doctor recommended, and for a few days you start to feel better. But then, without warning, the pain creeps back. The burning returns, the swelling, the itching, the frustration. It's as if your body refuses to heal, no matter how hard you try. You're not alone. For thousands of older adults, this cycle never seems to end. Relief comes, but it never lasts. And the worst part is not the pain itself, it's the uncertainty. That quiet question that repeats in your mind: why does this keep happening? What most people don't realize is that hemorrhoids aren't just a problem on the surface. They're a message from the inside, a signal that something deeper is blocking your body's natural healing process. And behind that blockage, 3 silent killers are at work. They don't make noise. They don't announce themselves with sharp pain or fever. They operate quietly, inside your blood vessels, your digestion, your circulation, weakening your veins, slowing your recovery, and undoing your progress even when you think you're getting better. These are not diseases. They are invisible habits, physiological patterns that creep in over time, and that's why so many people over 50 are affected without even realizing it. Your body wants to heal. It's designed to heal, but something hidden beneath the surface keeps pressing the pause button. In this video, we're going to uncover those 3 silent killers, what they are, how they block recovery, and how to finally stop them so your body can do what it was meant to do: heal naturally. And before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Relief Health. Every week we bring you calm, science-based guidance to help your body recover naturally. Because real healing doesn't come from quick fixes, it comes from understanding what your body is really trying to tell you. Now take a breath. Let's look beneath the surface, at the invisible root of why your hemorrhoids never seem to truly go away. Most people think hemorrhoids are just a local problem, something that happens down there because of irritation or strain. But the truth runs much deeper. Hemorrhoids are not just swollen veins. They are the symptom of a larger imbalance happening quietly inside your body. As we age, something subtle begins to change. The blood no longer flows with the same strength it once had. The veins, especially the ones in the lower part of the body, start to lose elasticity. They don't contract and expand as efficiently as they used to. It's as if the rhythm of circulation slows down, and when the blood slows, it pools. It gathers in the same fragile vessels that are meant to carry it upward. This silent congestion builds pressure, not suddenly, but day after day. It's the reason why older adults often feel heaviness in their legs, slower digestion, or recurring discomfort in the rectal area. When the blood doesn't flow freely, those delicate veins around the rectum become overstretched, inflamed, and unable to repair themselves completely. That's the first hidden layer: stagnation. But it doesn't stop there. The second layer is chronic inflammation. This one is even quieter. It doesn't cause fevers or sharp pain, but it's always there, a slow burn beneath the surface. It's fueled by the foods we eat, the stress we carry, and the lack of movement that comes with modern life. Every sugary snack, every processed meal, every night of poor sleep, they all whisper the same message to your body: stay inflamed. And a body that is constantly inflamed cannot heal. When inflammation becomes the new normal, your veins become fragile, your circulation thickens, and your tissues lose their ability to regenerate. So even when you treat the symptoms, the root cause remains untouched, quietly sabotaging your recovery. The third layer is tension, the kind that happens when you push your body to do what it's struggling to do naturally. As digestion slows with age, bowel movements can become harder and more demanding. Many people strain without realizing that this daily effort creates tiny tears, micro-injuries that never get a chance to heal. It's like reopening a wound every single day, just enough to keep the pain alive, but never enough to get your attention. Together, these 3 forces, stagnation, inflammation, and tension, create the perfect environment for chronic hemorrhoids. They form a circle that keeps your body trapped. Pressure causes inflammation, inflammation weakens the veins, and straining finishes the damage. Then it all starts again. That's why so many treatments fail. Creams and medications can soothe the surface, but they can't reach the silent machinery underneath. The real problem is invisible until you learn to see it. The good news is your body remembers how to heal. The natural mechanisms that repair veins, reduce inflammation and restore flow are still there. They're just waiting for you to remove what's blocking them, and that's where the 3 silent killers come in. They are not infections. They are not accidents. They are everyday habits that over time quietly work against your healing. In the next part, we'll expose each one of them, what they are, how they sabotage you from the inside, and how to finally stop them before they stop your progress. They're invisible. You can't see them. You can't feel them. And that's exactly why they're so dangerous. They work quietly day after day inside your body, weakening your circulation, fueling inflammation, and undoing the progress your body tries to make. These are the 3 silent killers that block your recovery. And the first one is something most people never suspect: a sedentary lifestyle. For older adults, sitting for long periods becomes normal, sometimes even necessary. You sit to rest, to read, to eat, to watch television. But what feels like rest is, for your veins, a slow shutdown. When you stay still for too long, the blood in your lower body stops flowing upward efficiently. It pools in the veins around your pelvis and rectum, creating silent pressure, like water collecting behind a dam. At first there's no pain, no warning. But inside, the veins are swelling, stretching and weakening. Every hour spent sitting too long adds to that quiet tension. And when the blood stagnates, oxygen can't reach the tissues that need to heal. So even if you're using ointments or changing your diet, the healing process can't finish. It's like trying to fix a leak while the pipe is still full of pressure. The second silent killer is chronic inflammation, the invisible fire that never goes out. You don't feel it as a burn. You feel it as fatigue, swelling, and discomfort that never truly disappears. It's the result of modern habits that the body was never designed for. Too much sugar, fried foods, alcohol, and processed meals. Over time, this inflammation becomes a background noise in your body. It's always there, whispering, corroding, weakening. Your blood thickens slightly. Your veins lose their strength, and the walls that should be firm and elastic become thin and fragile. That's why even the smallest irritation can cause pain, bleeding, or recurrence. The body wants to rebuild, but the environment inside is hostile. Inflammation is like a fog. It doesn't destroy you at once, but it makes healing impossible to navigate. And unless you clear that fog, your body can't find its way back to balance. Then comes the third silent killer, intestinal strain. This is the daily pressure that few people talk about, but everyone over 50 has felt. As digestion slows with age, bowel movements often become harder. Many people start pushing without realizing the harm that small act causes. Each time you strain, the pressure inside your abdomen shoots upward. It presses directly on the veins in your rectum, the most delicate veins in the body. Every push is like a tiny earthquake that cracks what was trying to heal. The more you push, the weaker those veins become, until one day they can't hold anymore. And what's worse, all 3 killers feed one another. The lack of movement slows the blood, the inflammation thickens it, the straining increases pressure. Together, they create a cycle that keeps your body trapped in a constant state of irritation and vulnerability. That's why the healing never feels complete. Every time the body tries to repair the damage, these silent killers step in and undo the work. They don't shout, they whisper. They don't appear on tests. They show themselves through patterns that repeat: flare-ups, temporary relief, then pain again. But here's the truth. They can all be reversed, because they are not diseases, they're conditions we've created. And the same choices that built them can be replaced with choices that heal. In the next part, we'll look at what happens when these killers stop acting. You'll see how your body begins to repair itself almost immediately, once the pressure is lifted and the blood begins to move freely again. Because the body never forgets how to heal, it's simply waiting for permission to begin. When the silent killers finally stop acting, something extraordinary happens, and it happens quietly, almost imperceptibly at first. Your body begins to wake up. The same system that was once stuck in pain and inflammation slowly remembers what it was built to do: heal. It starts with movement, not the kind that comes from exercise, but the kind that comes from life returning to the veins. The blood, which once pooled and thickened, begins to move again. It carries oxygen, nutrients, and energy to tissues that haven't felt alive in months or even years. That gentle flow is like a river rediscovering its path. The pressure fades. The swelling softens. The inflammation that used to burn beneath the surface begins to cool. Your veins, those thin and fragile lines that once felt like your weakness, start to rebuild themselves. They regain tone and elasticity little by little as the body re-establishes the balance that was lost. And in that quiet transformation, the pain starts to dissolve. The burning that once defined your mornings becomes rare. The itching, the bleeding, the constant awareness of discomfort, they start to fade into memory. The truth is, your body never forgot how to heal. It just couldn't do it while fighting on too many fronts. Once the killers, stagnation, inflammation, and strain, are silenced, your body doesn't need direction. It needs only freedom. Freedom to circulate, to repair, to restore the tissues that have been pleading for relief. And this is where many people feel something surprising: energy. It's not just that the pain lessens, it's that you start to feel alive again. Your sleep deepens. Your mind clears. Your confidence returns. Because when the body stops fighting, it starts thriving. It shifts from survival to recovery, from inflammation to restoration. That's what healing looks like. Not a miracle, but a return to what's natural. No surgery, no harsh chemicals, no shortcuts, just balance. When you give the body what it needs and remove what blocks it, nature takes care of the rest. And this isn't theory. It's biology. Every cell in your body carries the instructions for repair. When oxygen and nutrients flow freely, those instructions activate. When pressure is relieved, inflammation fades. When you stop pushing against your body, it starts pushing for you. If you've been dealing with hemorrhoids for months or even years, I want you to pause for a moment and imagine something. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the pain is gone. Not masked, not suppressed, but truly gone. That's what happens when the silent killers lose their power. Take a moment now and share in the comments how long you've been living with this problem. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to start their own healing journey. Because the next step, the one that transforms temporary relief into lasting recovery, begins with understanding how to keep your body in this new, balanced state. And that's what we'll explore next. In the next part, I'll show you a simple, natural recovery plan, one that helps your body maintain this flow, strengthen your veins, and keep those killers from ever returning again. Healing isn't a moment, it's a process. And once the body begins to find its rhythm again, the goal is simple: keep that rhythm alive. You don't need to change your life overnight. You just need to build small moments of respect for your body, moments that, when repeated, create a state of quiet strength. It begins with movement. Not strenuous exercise, not pain, not pressure, just movement. Walk for a few minutes each day. Move your legs. Breathe deeply. Each step tells your veins, keep flowing. Blood is life, and circulation is its language. When you move, you speak that language fluently. Movement brings oxygen to tissues, releases pressure, and keeps the veins flexible. Even the smallest habit, standing up every hour, stretching before bed, becomes an act of healing. Then comes what you feed your body. Your body builds itself from what you give it, cell by cell, meal by meal. When you choose real food, your body recognizes it as nourishment, not as noise. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats don't just fill you up. They cleanse your blood, reduce inflammation, and give strength back to the veins that were once weakened. Every bite can either feed inflammation or feed recovery, and the choice is always yours. Next is hydration, the simplest act yet the most forgotten. Water is what turns everything else into movement. It softens the stool, eases digestion, and keeps the blood fluid enough to circulate freely. A dehydrated body is a body in friction. A hydrated body is one that flows. Drink not only when you're thirsty, but because you know your body needs it to continue its silent repair. And then, rest. Healing doesn't happen when you're busy. It happens when you're still. While you sleep, your body rebuilds what the day has worn down. The veins repair themselves, the inflammation cools, the nervous system calms. Sleep isn't rest, it's reconstruction. Treat it like medicine. Make it part of your recovery, not an afterthought. When these four elements, movement, nourishment, hydration, and rest, come together, the body starts to operate in harmony again. It's not about control, it's about cooperation. You give your body what it needs, and it gives you what you've been missing, and comfort, strength, freedom. Consistency is the quiet power behind every lasting recovery. Even the smallest positive habit, done every day, becomes a force stronger than the problems that once defined you, because your body isn't fragile, it's responsive. It listens to everything you do, and when you speak to it through care, it answers in healing. In the next part, we'll talk about what happens when you stay on this path, when your body fully reclaims its natural rhythm and your mind finally lets go of the fear that the pain will return. Because true healing isn't only physical, it's emotional, it's peace. And once you reach that place, you'll never see your body the same way again. Healing isn't just the absence of pain, it's the return of trust. For a long time, maybe you felt like your body was failing you, like it had become fragile, unpredictable, or slow. But now you know the truth. Your body was never the enemy. It was trying every single day to protect you, even when you couldn't see it. Those three silent killers weren't just physical habits. They were symbols of something deeper: stillness, neglect, disconnection. Moments when life got louder than your body's whisper. But the moment you started listening, everything changed. Because healing doesn't come from a tube or a pill or a miracle cure. It comes from understanding, from recognizing that your body speaks in sensations, in rhythms, in quiet warnings. And when you start listening, it rewards you with strength. Now the blood flows again. The pressure is gone. The fire of inflammation has cooled, and the body, your body, moves again in harmony with itself. The very same veins that once carried pain now carry vitality. What was once a source of embarrassment becomes a source of pride, because you learned how to care for yourself from the inside out. This is the moment when relief becomes gratitude, when you realize that healing isn't something that happens to you, it's something that happens through you. Your habits, your awareness, your care, they are the medicine. And the more you nurture that awareness, the stronger you become. So tonight, before you go to bed, take a deep breath and place your hand gently over your abdomen. Feel the rise and fall, the quiet rhythm that has always been there, working, protecting, repairing. That rhythm is life. It's proof that your body still knows the way home. If this video helped you understand your body in a new way, share it. Someone out there is still suffering in silence, still searching for the reason their pain won't end. Your experience might be the spark that brings them peace. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Relief Health. Every week, we bring you stories and guidance to help you reconnect with your body's natural intelligence, so you can live not just without pain, but with freedom. Because the body doesn't forget how to heal. It just waits for you to remember how to listen. And now, you do.